I would like to invite another wonderful speaker and wonderful entrepreneur to share their insights. It's a great pleasure for me to invite Mr. Preetham, founder of Technovission, to share his insights about the venture, and let's listen to him. Preetham works with a lot of security solutions, so that's also with digital. So let's listen out from him how this can be a wonderful kind of learning for every one of us here. All over to you, Preetham. The stage is yours. All the best.
Well, great, Mani. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Good evening, all, and happy Independence Day. I see that there's great talk that's going on with respect to the independence upliftment for India, creating employment. I think, Mani, you're creating a platform for like-minded people to be on the same floor. So that's I would like to put it across, irrespective of the wisdom or the age or the backgrounds or the walks of life people have. But yeah, I would definitely see that people have some common areas of values that we all would like to bring onto the table over here. Just before we go ahead, I just want to give a very short background about myself. I'm a CPA by profession, but I'm not into practice with my accounting expertise. But however, I've been more aligned with the business management side of it. So I started working with my friends' organizations at a very early age, just for an exposure. So for me, what more defines or it should define is an exposure rather than an experience. So the more we get exposed is what considered as an experience for us. And that's what we always look into. I'd just like to share my screen and then take this presentation forward.
Great.
So we aren't just a technology outfit company. We aren't just an e-surveillance company. We aren't just a consulting agency, but we are everything we just mentioned that we aren't. So we are Technovission. I'm the founder and CEO of Omnigun Ventures LLC USA. We do business under the name of Technovission. So the objective behind Technovission and the founding team of Technovission was bringing in technology to your vision. So the way we are driving towards the generations, there's always a vision to help, support, improve, improvise, and implement with technology. So that's where the objective behind Technovission is. So there's no drama, no boring spill, no guilt talk, but what we are just pure business, and we are more into pure about the reason being business is that it's a serious business. Security is a serious business, and basically in today's date, what really comes on everyone's mind is about security. Now, there are two ways to look at it. One is the security for your future, the security for your present. So it's whether it's a physical security, financial security, mental security, but security is something. So we've been into part of the risk engineering and surveillance industry for more than 19 years. We mostly worked with global markets outside India. And that's where today I'm talking over here with respect to what is that we can bring for India and making in India. So we've been mostly exposed to the US, European, UK, and Australian markets under this security domain vertical, predominantly to do what we can do as an umbrella of security, whether it is a cyber security, network security, or virtual security, or a physical security side of it. We have more than 10 years of exposure in product development under these vertical products for security, and more than 10 years of experience in project management. So, when we talk about security, I think what is more amazing for me to come back to India is, when you see, there's a saying that it's always green on the other side. And when we start working for different organizations, different enterprises outside India, we always realize something is really happening in India, which we are not actually able to focus on. And that's where we started focusing to bring in the expertise and the exposure of what we have learned in the past decades to the Indian markets. Now, in Indian market, there's a recent survey in July 2020, which was done. The entire security domain, considering Northern American, Europe, Middle East markets, and predominantly India, considering the existing business is at about $38 billion business. And in next 5 years, the projection is going to be $73 billion business, only for the CCTV and IP camera monitoring of video surveillance security vertical itself. There's been a lot of articles and papers that's been published from a lot of market research companies as well with respect to that. And then there's a lot of KPMG and the big fours are involved, PricewaterhouseCoopers. They're all been involved into helping the tier 2, tier 3 cities under the concept of smart city, made in India concept. They are working very strongly with all the governments with respect to this domain. Now, what is that we are trying to bring onto the table is that the smart integration, it's the integration of what you currently having as a technology with your artificial intelligence, mission level learning, and usable platform to improve a better options for this market. That is with respect to your VSaaS, which is video surveillance as a service, and NSaaS, which is your network surveillance as a service. So this is where we really wanted to focus on, bringing into a value proposition of video literacy or video surveillance literacy. We know that when the word called security comes in, then in a common man's thought process, you say, okay, we'll install a camera. But what we really wanted to look at is that what is the effectiveness of putting this camera? It's just the camera being there is your effective security. So smart security is nothing but it's an effective security. That's where the smartness is all about coming, not just installing the camera. That's where we are trying to bring in that value, making the differentiator that, how exactly it needs to be smart and in what industry vertical it needs to be smart, because every industry vertical is a different solution that needs to be provided, and every camera view is a different view that we wanted to talk about. So what we're trying to bring in today is that we're trying to bring in the tools and the applications which will leverage the human mind or the human availability or the dependency to be leveraged into an effective security model. So whether it's related to your video monitoring system, or whether it is related to your video analytics using artificial intelligence or machine level learning, or your integrated solutions with your CCTV and IP cameras. So that's a part of our VSaaS service that we wanted to offer for the Indian markets. And then at the same time, there's also an area that gets tagged along to the effectiveness of the security, because all of these are driven by an internet protocols and or the internet by internet, so there's always a maintenance, whether it's a power related issues or whether it is always an internet supply, because what is effectiveness of your security? Not just installing your cameras, right? It has to function effectively as well. So that's where the objective is all about. So we built over a period of time some tools for our proprietary tools for certain international customers, whether it's related to your IP camera management, device health check management, network management, and compliance management. Eventually, India is walking towards the Data Privacy Act, and wherein most of the Data Privacy Act has been aligned with the information technology. So that's where the compliance is going to be really a scrutiny, even for a small and medium kind of an organization that we would be venturing into. Alongside, as a part of our video surveillance literacy, we wanted to make sure we educate and create those awareness to our customers, to our satisfied customers, so that's where the common objective and goal was to have a satisfied and happy customers for what solutions that we are trying to provide. So we also provide a lot of consulting solutions with respect to your e-surveillance related to physical and virtual security, with related to your IP device health monitoring tools, cyber and IT and network security, and R&D project management. So just to give a snapshot, okay, the 360 degree of how this smart security and effective security can be utilized is not just restricting to a CCTV camera. Today's date that as a part of whether it's a social responsibility or customer satisfaction or creating a skilled employment, this is where the opportunity has been created, where we provide more solutions and more action. So whether it's related to a customer experience issue, or whether it is your integration management for a retail outlet or an office space, or whether it's a business, what we make a difference using the video surveillance or a CCTV or an IP camera as a profitable approach is to improve with respect to your consumer traffic, revenue, survivability, and reduce your customer churn or customer dislike. And with respect to your business, whether it's related to asset management, IT audits, or surveillance, we do take help with the video surveillance, and we do help about the data analysis, the business intelligence, the artificial intelligence of this video that we opt to catch with the video installations or the CCTV camera installation. Is we improve the risk mitigation, we improve operational efficiencies, we improve possible saves by reducing operational cost and time to go to market. And with respect to business owners, what is that we would like to give is that we like to offer them with the business consulting, business intelligence, and improving their sales, and how do we manage those projects, and how we help the overall business to improve their profits, improvise decisions, cash flows, and reduce their losses. So this was one of the industry vertical, which is retail in the box, which we have executed for most of the dealer wireless partners in USA. These dealer partners are for AT&T, T-Mobile, mobile service providers. And then we have offered this with hundreds and hundred dealer partners of this solution effectively, and we've been more successful. So the overall objective is, one, is to bring this kind of an solution, not as a technology, but as a solution, as a 360-degree solution to the Indian markets. Create an awareness, create a literacy with video surveillance literacy, and create more skilled employment. The beauty is that the last assignment that we worked as a consultants for this industry vertical was one of the US organization called ProVisual, which is based out of from Texas. We implemented their video monitoring station in India, that too in Vizag. So this happened like 4 years ago, and where I was a part of this project, where I've executed this entire project for this company, for a private equity firm, which I was representing during that time. That we started that operations with about 60 employees, and then in last 4 years we were able to scale to 600 employees. Now, what was most satisfaction is not the business and the profit that I've been talking here. What satisfied is that because of this industry vertical, which is the next $35 billion business in next 5 years, is creating a lot of employment for people like who have disability. You all heard me right. I'm talking about people who are disability. We started finding an ability in disability. Now, the kind of monitoring station that we have executed is the technology, the way we used it, we were able to hire physically challenged employees, and also we were able to hire employees who were deaf and muted. So we were able to create almost at about 55 employees who are physically challenged, who were literally use all different kinds of support system to even mobilize themselves, but they were not able to get jobs in any other domain. But this is one place where we were able to create jobs for them. And of all, deaf and muted was next to impossible. So way back in Australia, while I was doing my master's in accounting, I worked for the organization, a credit bureau for Dun & Bradstreet, where that is where I got the motivation when I was one of the instrumental member to support and define an operational process for a blind employee as their part of the CSR activity. So we redesigned the entire business process and technology and applications for a blind employee that they wanted to recruit as a pilot project with the voice recognition, and it was a collections process. So there was a success story, and that's what actually created an opportunity for me to build this kind of an employment in India. So coming back, my always help and ask would be with my fellow members who understand that or share the same vision of creating a greater employment is security is something is growing. It's a big market, and the solutions for all security is all about having a smart setup, smart upgrade options, smart surveillance, smart reporting, and smart support. That's where the maximum return of investment with a lesser investment and more operational effectiveness is what we are trying to aim at. And we are relatively a startup for the Indian business, but as an exposure and the experience that we have, we've been providing a lot of proprietary solutions to a lot of video surveillance industry players across the globe. So that's all what we have, and I hope we will be able to engage more with the great teams in coming days. And at the same time, Mani, thank you so much for this opportunity. I think this is what I would take a pride to share here, is that what are the future technology that we wanted to build is that we would actually take the freedom from no code to building these kind of solutions for our Indian business verticals in India, what we are looking forward.
Wow. Thanks, Preetham. It was very exciting to know about your interest for no code as well. And definitely your share actually inspired me also. Why can't I do something for enabling the disabled? That's a real powerful, inspiring thought you have given me. Definitely that's the learning for me from your session. Thanks a lot, and great share.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Preetham.